Welcome to Sandwiches of History. Today is olden-timey International Sandwich Sunday, and you might be saying, wait a sec, what's with the olden-timey? Most sandwiches I do here on International Sandwich Sundays are sandwiches that have stood the test of time and are still being served today. But what I'm doing today is from an actual old cookbook called Good Food from Denmark and Norway, put out in 1959. We're going to be making the smoked mussel sandwich. Now in the book, they also called it the Røgede Muslinger, but that just means steamed mussels, and we're using smoked mussels, so I'm not even sure how that works. But here's the other dilemma I found. It calls for French dressing. Now, this is 1959. It could mean the kind of reddish tomatoey one. It could mean the old school kind, which is more like a vinaigrette. Or it could mean one that I kind of found online that's sort of like a mayonnaise, Dijon, lemon juice, and sugar combination. So I'm going to try all three. So we're going to add some lettuce to some French dressing of old, which was basically a vinaigrette. Then to our mid-century French dressing, give that a soak. And lastly, to our made-up one that I'm not even sure is real, mayonnaise, lemon juice, Dijon, and a little bit of sugar. Now onto buttered rye bread, we add our smoked mussels. Now we top our mussels with the shredded lettuce that's been marinated in French dressing that's more like a vinaigrette, the olden-timey kind. Then we top it with our mid-century French dressing that has a tomato in it. And then we add in the lettuce that has been soaked in what may be a Scandinavian French dressing. We top each with shavings of fresh horseradish. Okay, let's give this smoked mussel sandwich that's made with the French dressing that's more old school, it's more like a classic vinaigrette, a go. It's pretty good. I mean, the smoky mussels are going really nicely with the butter and the rye bread. And then, of course, the vinaigrette has a nice little punch to it because of the vinegar. And the horseradishes, of course, bring a little bit of a bite, too. Okay, let's give this smoked mussel sandwich made with the more typical French dressing from the 1950s a go. That one's okay. It's a little sweeter, of course, because it's got sugar in it, and it's got ketchup in it. And I'm not sure the tomato is necessarily going really great with the mussels. And last but not least, let's give this smoked mussel sandwich made with what might be a Scandinavian French dressing, it's more like a remoulade, a go. That is better, actually. The horseradish is playing well with the Dijon mustard and the lemon juice that's in there. It's going really well with the smoked mussels. There is a little bit of sugar there, there's a little sweetness, but not as much as with the French dressing that's made with ketchup. I might pass on plussing up the first two, but I am definitely going to plus up the last one. I know I've been using it a lot lately, but this is just screaming for some black pepper. All right, let's give this smoked mussel sandwich that's probably made with more of a remoulade than a French dressing, and the horseradish shavings, plussed up with a little black pepper, a go. That was just a nice little punch that it needed. All the other elements that had a punch were bright, like the lemon juice, the Dijon mustard. This brought a nice peppery bite that contrasted with that, and also went well with the mussels and the rye bread. So it's hard to evaluate the original smoked mussel sandwich because I'm not 100% sure which French dressing was correct. I will say that I enjoyed the one made with the mayonnaise, lemon juice, and Dijon mustard, a little bit of sugar and salt, the most. The tomato one that's more like the mid-century French dressing, I don't know, I don't think the tomato went very well with everything else in there. The classic vinaigrette one was pretty good. The one with the French dressing that was more akin to the old school French dressing, which is basically a vinaigrette, that was pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and give that a 5.5. The one with the mid-century style French dressing, I'd probably give that a 4. I don't think it works really well. It's not horrible, but it's not great. The one made with what was akin to a remoulade. I'm not sure why it was suggested online that might be a French dressing. Maybe it is in Scandinavia. I don't know. But I would say that probably went the best out of all of them. I'm going to give that a 6.5. Plussed up with the black pepper, 7. I'm definitely going to finish them. I'm not going to throw them out or anything like that. But the only one I would make again is the one with that kind of like Dijon lemon juice remoulade type style thing, because I thought that went really well with the black pepper and the smoked mussels and the shavings of horseradish. Tasty little number. All right. See you tomorrow.